It's a business. Some folks can make an awful lot of money panhandling.
It's become a burgeoning problem on almost every road and many, many street corners.
Panhandling, asking for money, is speech. It's communication. That is protected speech.
The 3 H's: hungry, homeless, help.
If you're out here, it's for a reason.
Nobody, and I repeat, nobody respects a begging ass man. I'm on my way to work, right? And I stopped by the gas station to get me a cup of coffee. Now, as I'm walking inside of the store to get the cup of coffee, there's this guy that's at the cash register, and, looking to purchase something, right? And as soon as he sees me walk inside, he asks me,
"Hey, brother, you got a dime you can spell?"
And I say, "No, man, I ain't got no change on me." And as I'm walking towards the area where the coffee is at, he gonna say,
"Come on, man, you gonna do me like that? I know you got some."
And I gave him this look like, "Dude, I just told you I ain't got no change." So after I purchased my cup of coffee, I'm walking outside the gas station. This dude follows me right behind and say,
"Come on, man, can you spare me a dime? I know you got some change in your pocket."
as if I'm gonna automatically give him something after I just told him I don't have any change. And I said, "Brother, I just told you I ain't got no change." He's like,
"Come on, man, you gonna do me like that?"
I'm like, "Bro, you should have went in the store with the correct amount of change or whatever you was getting before you even went in the store." And I proceeded to get in my car and move on. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've noticed, man, from a lot of brothers, there's a lot of brothers out here that's be on some begging shit as if people are going to be empathetic towards your needs. Let me tell you, brothers, something. The world owes you no sympathy. Nobody is going to feel sorry for you. We do not have that same type of sympathetic options as women get in this society. Women can cry, they can put on a sad tale, they can give a sob story all day long, and there's going to be a lot of people, including a lot of you beta male simp manginas, that's going to feel sorry for them. As a man, you will not get the same type of treatment. And if you're a man out here that's thinking that you can get through in life just begging and just asking your way for everything, you got another thing coming to you. Nobody respects a begging ass man. Why don't nobody respect a begging ass man? The reason why is because as men, we shouldn't be begging or being sympathetic or on our knees asking for anything. And the reason why the so-called black man in this society is at the bottom is because not only through slavery, not only through Jim Crow, not only through systematic racism, but if we look in the modern day society, many of us are looking for handouts as opposed to getting up off our ass and go make something of ourselves. Nobody in this society is going to feel sorry for you. I break the bad news to you, but all that begging, that ain't going to get you nowhere. As a man, we should never be dependent on others to do things for us. As a man, we're supposed to get up, get out, and get something, in the words of Outkast. We're supposed to make something of ourselves. Now, I understand if you need something and you may ask somebody for something, that's totally different. But I'll tell you from personal experience, if I ever asked anybody for something, if I ever needed to borrow or lend some money from somebody, I always paid that back in full. Even when I took out a loan from the bank, if I needed that loan for a specific reason, trust and believe the bank got that money back plus interest paid off in full. A begging man represents a man that is not totally sure of himself. A begging man represents a man that can't get out here and do something for himself. He is heavily dependent on others for his survival. A begging ass man, especially in the lens of a woman, is a man that looks at a woman as his superior. As a man, you should never put yourself in that position to make it seem as though you gotta depend on your woman for everything. You should never put yourself in a position that makes you seem as though you pedestalizing your woman on this high plateau while you're stuck below. No woman will ever respect you in that regard. And once a woman gets power over you, trust and believe she's going to take full advantage of it. And I don't blame her.
Yes, but even he admits he doesn't have to be hungry. There are several places in town serving free meals.
That's crazy.
The 56-year-old panhandles.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. Have a blessed day.
To collect cash for the other things.
For cigarettes, soda pop.
There's no fixed hourly rate.
It's $5 in 2 hours.
But the daily rate of panhandlers out and about appears to be increasing.
It's a business. It's almost like there is recruitment There's orientation, there's training, there's communication, there's strategy.
I remember when I got out of the military back in 2011, and for a short while I stayed with my son's mother. And I'm telling y'all straight up, those were the worst 2.5 weeks of my life. Not that her family treated me bad, they actually treated me good. But for the simple fact that as a grown-ass man, I'm living under somebody else's roof, that totally made me so uncomfortable. After all, after being in the military, I was so used to being by myself, being on my own, having my own place. I could not fathom the possibility of staying with somebody else, under someone else's supervision, under someone else's roof. And so I got the hell up out of there, went to live with my mother for a short time, and eventually got my own place where I have currently today. As a man, you're supposed to have ownership of things. All this begging and pleading and crying, that ain't gonna do nothing for you as a man. It serves no purpose. And as a man, if you live in life like that, it goes to show the type of man you really are. Think about it, brother. You're living under the roof of a woman. You're living under that woman's rules. You're living under her jurisdiction. You gotta do everything that she says. I mean, she's going out here busting her ass off at work while you sitting at home eating her kids' food and playing on the Xbox and PlayStation, watching Netflix and all kinds of goofy shit. And then you expect that woman to come home and to service you to give you what you need. As a man, you should feel ashamed of yourself. You ask your woman to ride her car. You ask your woman for money. And thinking that woman gonna truly respect you. Now, I don't condone people stepping out on each other in their relationships, but if the woman decides to do so, I understand. As a man, you have no respect for yourself in that regard. You're not taking ownership of leadership that a man is supposed to be capable of doing. As men in this society and in life, period, the onus is always on us. Why? Because we are expected as men to take on the mantle of leadership. A begging ass man don't have that type of jurisdiction. You don't have that type of power. And if you ain't got power within your own mind, your own heart, and what you do on a consistent basis, then how can you really call yourself a man at it, brothers? If you go to the store, right? You go in front of these stores, these gas stations, and things of that nature. You seeing all these men, and a lot of times older men outside begging for change. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, there was a time where I used to have sympathy for people in that type of regard, because you know nobody wants somebody out here hurting. But then again, I stopped giving people change. Why? Because me, I'm not about to support your habit. I ain't supporting your drug habit. I ain't supporting your cigarette habit. I ain't supporting your drinking habit. I ain't supporting your popping pills habit. I ain't supporting your habit out here fucking all these whores. I'm not about to do it. And yeah, you know, giving you a dime, quarter, $1, that may not mean much, but guess what? If I even give you an inch, you'll take a mile. So if I give you $1 of my hard-earned money, that means I'm contributing or betting in your habits. And as men, we have to get out of that mindset. Louis Farrakhan once had a speech in which he said, the greatest pleasure for a man does not come from a woman. It comes from a man's intellect and his use of his hands and what he builds and creates. When you're a man that's constructive, that's productive, that is wise, that has a lot of intellect, that truly believes in the Most High, that man is gifted and blessed with talents and gifts that he can provide to not only the world but society at large through his mind and with his hands. A begging man doesn't do that. A begging man is heavily dependent on that man that is blessed to give him what he wants and needs. And as men, we cannot afford to do that. See, we cannot be looking at ourselves equal in the eyes of women. Women are going to get sympathy no matter what. That's just how it is. But as men, we should never expect that. And the reason we shouldn't expect that is because as men, we are doers. We are adventurous. We are conquerors by nature. And when you're being beggars and choosers, that means you're being lazy and unproductive. And I'm here to tell you, I would never support any man that has that type of mindset and actually puts that type of negative mindset into existence.
Real pleasure was never meant to come from a woman. Listen, I'm going to say that again. Real pleasure was never meant to come from a woman. Women give men pleasure, but real pleasure comes from creative thinking and then seeing what you think come into reality by the work of your hands. That's real pleasure.
The bottom line, brothers, is this. As a man, you stand up in what you believe in. You stand up not only what you believe in, but you get up off your ass and you do something that is useful for yourself first and foremost. Being a beggar ain't gonna give you no type of satisfaction. It's not gonna give you any respect. So many men out here are weakened because they are deeply engrossed in their feelings and they're looking for love and acceptance. A man that gets off his ass and get out here and make something, get it out the mud, he don't give two damns about your love. Why? Because his hard work and his expertise is going to warrant him the type of respect that he commands of himself in the first place. As men, we gotta stop looking for love. Beggars and choosers look for love. Why? Because they want to be accepted by everybody. Men that are doers, men that are productive, men that are creators, we don't care about no love. We don't seek to beg for nobody. I don't go out here and ask for nobody for nothing. If I need something, I go out and get it. Or I figure out a way to go out here and get it. But out there, I'm sure ain't gonna be online asking for somebody and things of that nature. It's like me when I do music. Every time I go perform, right? All these artists be up there.
I'm such and such, and it's my IG. You can hit me up on my cash out.
I don't do none of that. I let my work itself do the talking. I get up there, I perform, I do my thing, and afterwards, people are asking for my information, or people are looking to purchase my product simply because the work itself produced the result that I was looking for all along. That's the difference between a man that gets off his ass and do something of his own volition, as opposed to a man who's looking for acceptance by trying to ask and got his hand out for everything. Brothers, we do not have the capacity, nor do we have the type of opportunity in this society to be better. You want to know why your women don't respect you? Because you're looking for your woman to lead you. No woman will ever respect a man that's looking for her to take charge. Women themselves don't even fully want to take charge because when shit gets rough, guess who they looking for that guidance and their protection and their provision? You! And as a man, one reason why you're emasculated is because you're continuing to be out here with your hand out looking for everybody to feel sorry and empathetic to you. No. Brothers, we got to stop being beggars. We got to be producers, creators, and wise thinkers. Do something useful with your mind and your hands. Be a man, as Malcolm X once said. Then your family will learn to respect you. Your wife will say, I love the fact that that's my husband. Your children will look at you and say, I respect and love the fact that that's my father. Being a man and taking control of your own life, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and intellectually, represents the true identity of manhood. And if you're not displaying those attributes on an everyday basis, then in my personal opinion, you should not be calling yourself a man. Because beggars, those are little ass boys that got feminine mindset that wish they were men. Meanwhile, men like myself, we out here getting it out the mud. Because we ain't begging nobody to do nothing for us. Our work does the talking. That grants us the respect that we deserve. Brothers, stop begging, get up off your ass, do something, make something useful of yourself. If you have the energy to be in front of the store asking for change, then you have the capacity to get out here and make something useful of yourself so that you are happy instead of wishing that other people will look out for you. Peace and love. And may God bless each and every last one of you. 100.
Get off the welfare. Get out of that compensation line. Be a man. Earn what you need for your own family. Then your family respects you. They are proud to say, that's my father. She's proud to say, that's my husband. Father means you're taking care of those children. Just because you made them, that don't mean you're a father. Anybody can make a baby, but anybody can take care of them. Anybody can go and get a woman, but anybody can take care of a woman. So husband means you are taking care of your wife. Father means you are taking care of your children. You are accepting the responsibilities of manhood.